Hello, my name is Arthur, and in the last video we were breaking down this larger script into some smaller pieces that are hopefully a little more manageable. In this video we're going to change the way that our search tags are being made. So we're going to change the pages structure. And we're going to take a little sidetrack on to another issue that popped up. So where the issue was in searches with multiple tabs open. So we'll just look at how I have it functioning now, and then we'll look at sort of the reason why, or I guess more how. So we'll just do a usual search. We keep using iter as our search word. So the searches is all working and everything, and we can go and pick next and things like that. We can repeat the search in another tab. Now when we return to the old tab, the search results are all going to be gone. And the reason for this is right here. I discovered that if I was to close the search bar and return here, I would have search results stuck. And the only way to get rid of the search results would be to open the search bar and then close the search bar. Now, yeah, I ran into some issues getting that to work because of a misunderstanding with how the signal that we hooked up to the notebook for page switches actually works. And we can see I've printed out some numbers here, and we can see some of these numbers are not what we want to see. We can see minus ones here. Well, that's a little bit odd, right? This seemingly has no consequences for the minus ones. These are out of bounds, and potentially if we were doing the wrong thing here, it would cause us to segment. But I've resolved the issues in this function. Now, what I tried to do in the start was to just I tried search text in here, but what I discovered is this signal, which we hooked up down here in the notebook, we hooked up the switch page signal. It seems to work kind of in the same way that the delete event signal works. So it's kind of a signal that's intercepting. If we were to run the application again and observe, whoops, that's not what I intended to do. I want to add some folders in. If we observe the behavior of the printout, now what I have printing is, we'll come up to the function. What I have printing is what GTK is seeing as the current tab when the signal function is called, and the page number that's being sent by the signal. So the signal is sending a page number, but it's also doing something with what GTK considers to be the current tab. So right now we're in tab 3. Or no, we're in 0, 1, 2. So we're in tab number 2. Now, when we switch to this tab, I would expect that the current tab number would report tab number 1. What it reports is tab number 2, and then the signal is sending the actual tab number 1. So something about the signal is causing a yield on GTK realizing that it's changed tabs. So if I was to change tabs and call search text, it would be happening in the background tab, and something about that causes a lot of errors to get thrown. That's something that the notebook doesn't really allow. So that's how I was misunderstanding how the signal worked, in thinking that current tab would still be current tab, but I'm pretty sure that the current tab number doesn't reflect accurately until anything that's inside resulting from this signal has actually exited. So when it hits the end of the function, and well, we don't write return at the end of all of our functions, but that's what happens. It goes through the function, it returns to the signal, and then goes about its business. It's kind of like, oh, that's where it ends. That's where all of the response to the signal ends. And I don't think that anywhere before the point that it exits back out of the signal does the actual current tab number start reflecting the tab number that we see. So what I did to address the issue was just made a special function inside of the search to remove the tags in the event that we've switched tabs. And the function is receiving the tab number being reported by the signal. So it passes the tab number reported by the signal, so it can remove the tags from the tab we are switched into, rather than attempting to do it from where we switched out of. And yeah, it works this way, and if we were to change this to get the page number and use the page number here, it would start throwing a list of errors saying, complaining about the itters and the search tag. So this was my solution to get things working. So of course, when we add this function into the search C, we also have to add it into the header file. So we'll make a little bit of space here. We'll go into main H and main C, and we'll go up to add tab. So in add tab is where we have all of the text tag stuff. So we're going to change the text tag stuff. We're going to take this, we're going to cut it out. We're going to main H, and we're going to change the text tag in the pages structure to text tag table. So we'll save that in there. In here, now when we make the text tag table, it's written like this. So this will make us a text tag table as the pages are being made. The rest of this stuff we're going to cut out of here and not create the tags in this fashion. So we can bring this stuff up. We'll leave a little space here to remind me in case stuff goes south on this. So for now, we'll paste this in here. So on this one, we're going to go GTK text tag pointer search tag. Then we can go if not, and we'll look up this tag. So this will look up the tag and it will either return a tag or it will return null, which I think should be regarded as false. I'm pretty sure, I think. So if the tag table doesn't exist, so if the tag doesn't exist in the tag table, we'll add it to the table. And then we will return the tag. So the return value of this statement is a text tag. So anything that calls that function will receive a text tag. So we can take this, copy, we'll add it to here. Save that in. We can save main C, save H. So this should all be good. We can save that. We'll take search tag, we'll copy it. And then everywhere that we have this statement, which is a reference that no longer exists, and we have to fix this here, actually. So first we'll fix this to make sure it's looking in the right place for the table. And we'll have to add in the integer for page. Can't forget that. Okay, now we're ready to do the search and change search tag to the function call. So we'll search for that. We'll go whole word and search it under whole word. To be sure, let's do a search and replace. So we should just be able to replace that with the function call now. So we'll replace all. And hopefully that landed everywhere. We will actually need to cut this out, paste it into here, and oh, it's not going to do the search that easily. I think in some ways my search is working better than this software's. Because we're not getting our results here. So we'll just go through and see that every place looks right. So that all looks right. So let's go through and make sure that everything's saved. And we'll attempt to compile that. Okay, let's see. 10, 11, 15. So that is probably up here where we don't have enough brackets. So just a bracket mistake there. And we'll see if this is working now. So we'll open a couple of pages. Because doing less than opening a couple of pages and exploring doesn't seem to work very good. So that seems to be working. We're getting the errors though. So for some reason, we weren't able to remove the tag. So now I'm guessing what's happening here is, see, we're sending the page number here, but this one is attempting to call current tab. So it's getting the wrong search tag. So we're trying to take a search tag out of this buffer that belongs to the buffer in the previous one. So I'm thinking that we're going to need a little bit more in here. So we're going to have to actually rewrite this a little bit to get this to work properly. Because that's a whole bunch of errors and it's all from switching tabs. So we're trying to remove search tag. So this is what we're going to have to do. GTK text tag. We'll just call it tag. I think we have to use the same condition here. This one should be back like that. And this should not be here. This should be up here. So like that. We would create the tag. And then tag equals this right here. So we'll just zip back here, paste that in, and save that, and see if that resolves that issue. And this has been one that's been a bit of a battle to get this one even close to working. It's been a bit of a fight with the nature of that signal. So now we'll see what happens. And hopefully that is going to clear up the issue. Remove tag assertion failed. So that was a bit harsh. That was a bit disappointing, actually. Oh, here we go. We have to change this one. Okay, one more try at this. Okay, no bad results there. So I think that's finally got that issue beat. And that one's been a bit of a struggle. It's been kind of a pain in the ass. So yeah, sometimes the errors build up, but you don't see them in the display. But now that seems to be doing everything that it should do. And we've liberated the text tag from that from the page structure, so that's probably a good thing. So we'll just explore that a little bit more. Make sure everything's working. So we have it sensitive. Apparently there's not a lot of examples of iter in uppercase. So everything seems to be working good. We can do the replaces. That kind of scrolled. I'm not sure that's supposed to scroll there. But I think I can settle for it with all of the struggle I've had trying to keep this working right. That seems like a reasonable enough place to end up in with things reasonably functioning and not throwing a bunch of errors now. So yeah, that's my solution for changing tabs and being able to do a search, change a tab, close the search bar, and not end up with a bunch of results that we didn't really want to be highlighted after changing tabs. So yeah, that's it for this video. In the next video, maybe we'll come back and look at starting to try to figure out some syntax highlighting and see if we can get that going. So that'll be in an upcoming video, and until then, take care.